What's up, guys? This is a review for my Russell 2000 long day trade. It's 9:30 a.m., so I closed this trade just a little bit ago. And I outlined this whole trade in my live streams from Sunday and this morning. I uh, obviously took a long. Um, let's pull up the just a little picture of it real quick. So this was the trade, entries and exits. Okay, so let's review why I took this trade and what the trade was and why I got out. Okay, so on the higher time frame, I'm looking for a rotation into breadth. So there's a few reasons why. Obviously, the Russell is way behind. So we just have a bullish fundamental narrative is what I'm trying to say. So we've already came down into discount uh, monthly fair value gap, and now we are just pulling back into this order block. You can see we respected the midline of it. The price action is pretty choppy. We've keep coming up and then failing and creating fake or failed market structure shifts. So it made sense that we came up here and then eventually pulled back because of these down candles here. So the daily, there was a fair value gap here, and that's why last week I got long, or I think I missed the long, or yeah, I missed a long, and then I just messed up a trade there. So anyways, we were bullish here, and then if we go to a little bit smaller time frame, it's a little more clear. So here's those equal lows, accumulated those and made a move up. So yeah, that was last week's trade, and then the trade that I missed. And then we had the sell-off and we broke this low. But this low and this low created equal lows again. And so this sweep makes a lot of sense. And if you go to, whoa, what just happened? Yeah, if you go to regular trading hours and just zoom out, zoom in a little bit, 15-minute chart had very clear equal lows. And on the regular trading hours, we hadn't swept those. So it makes sense for regular trading hours also to sweep, which is what we got. So yeah, I was like, okay, it swept and then immediately rebalanced. So I like that. Had Sunday open, and right at the open, I'm like, I need to get in. I wasn't sure if we would come and take out this low, even though it was very likely we would. So I initially got in here because the risk reward was still good. And then I did add in one more here because I had a tiny bit of room for risk, and I think it was worth it because of the equal lows. Equal lows are my favorite setup. So equal lows, we immediately rebalanced, so I like that this was a failed market structure shift. So I added in here. Obviously, would have been better if I could have only accumulated here on my other entry, but I wasn't perfect there. I could have easily waited for this low and just got in full there, which would have got me way higher risk reward. So that's how I can improve on this trade. I had my stop at this candle low. So I could have traded this better, and I didn't. Could have had a big 7R plus trade. You know, if I held full size all the way to the target, I mean, that would have been insane. But 9R was where I held my last runner. So didn't have that. That wasn't the trade. I actually net was around in there. So it was only about 4.4R because I did take some size off since I wasn't slightly above my regular risk. So yeah, 4.6, but I ended up getting 4.4 for the risk reward. So yeah, I exited as we took this high on my first little exit just to de-risk, and then yeah, I took 2 off here, and then the last one above this high. So I was worried going into this trade that we didn't have news Monday, and I was like, you know what, this might not even, I mean, my trade might be right, but it might just, come sweep these equal lows and then go up, or take its time. And then I'm like, you know what, okay, that's actually okay, because what I'll do is I'll hold it, and once we had that move overnight, I moved my stop to break even, and I was thinking if this rolled over after sweeping this high, I could just stop out here for break even and then enter again. No problem right there. So took one off there, like I said, if in case we rolled over once the market opened or something, to take these lows out and then go. So that was part of my plan, and then that didn't happen. We just went straight to all my targets. So really lucky there that happened all today, but at the same time, that's exactly what I was anticipating for my trade. So good trade on my part. I didn't really use the flow for this one. Friday's flow wasn't anything special. It did look a little bullish, but I wasn't gonna let unclear signal, deter me or give me confidence, to take a trade. It was purely based off of how we were reacting at all these lows, failing to create a market structure shift, failing to create a market structure shift, creating equal lows, and then sweeping them. So this was the logical target. This was one of the daily swings. This was a daily swing. So took that out and then took that out. And now we're obviously rejecting, but that's not my trade right now. I'm just covering my trade. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that was the narrative. We had a higher time frame bias that we'll have a rotation. Obviously, this was a quick day trade, but that's what my day trades are about. They're about the narrative with rotation. So we're just looking for longs and reasons to get long, and higher probability that we'll make money on the long side. So so just a little bit more details here. We had that sweep, the monthly fair value gap, and then we had a market structure shift on the daily. And it's really clear. There's no questions. This is a market structure shift. And yeah, now we're just coming down really weak. Failure market structure, all failure market structure shifts, and then now we're holding into an area that makes sense, midline of this order block. You could consider this actually the real order block if you wanted. Let's see if this is cleaner. Yeah. That's what I look for in confluence with this fair value gap being respected if you consider the weekly one in this gap. So looks pretty good. So yeah, that was the trade. Yeah, just got in at the lows. Could have done better. I would rate this as a B plus because it was a good trade, but I could have had more patience and doubled the money on this if I wanted to by waiting for a better entry, especially when I zoomed out and saw that these were all just wicks. It was like, okay, I should have known, and that's why I had an order there. I knew it would come sweep this, so next time we'll be more patient, but at the same time it's like, okay, that was good just getting in though, because what if it didn't sweep that? What if I was just wrong and it did go up? So hard to really say, but I think this was clear enough to get a sweep because of the opening, the new week open that right here. We're not just going to open and go straight up. We're going to create a manipulation before we go up. So should have known, but just got a little too FOMO-y. So yeah, that's the only way I think I can improve this trade is waiting for the clear entry to get the really good risk reward, and I would have made a lot more. So other than that, it was a good trade. So yeah, on to the next, and see you later.